Newfoundland has three parts. The western part is from Canada, the middle part is from near Ireland and Scotland, and the eastern part is from near Gibraltar and North Africa. The island of Newfoundland is larger than Ireland and Iceland. Newfoundland is reached by ferry or airplane and takes more than a day to cross and weeks to see all of it. Its three parts are very different, and this video will show you the mountainous western region. An island surrounded by water with a section of the Appalachian Mountains running the length of the western zone, Newfoundland is very large and surprising. The mountains are rugged and vertical. We show them from a boat on an old ocean inlet, which is now freshwater and separated from the sea in Gros Morne National Park. Fishing is a major activity for residents and can be seen in all three parts of Newfoundland. Fishing boats here are designed for rough weather. Newfoundland was visited in 1070 AD, over 30 years by Leif Erikson, son of Eric the Red, 1400 years ago, and was not settled again until sometime in the late 1700s. The remains of Erikson's settlement has been carefully restored at Meadows, in the far northern point of land on Newfoundland's northwest coast. This settlement was used for only 30 years, and we think no further settlers arrived until 1700 years later. Each of Leif Erikson's buildings were built of sod blocks with a timber roof overlain with sod, providing a warm place to live with close proximity to the sea and arable land. Note that Erikson was born on Iceland and lived most of his life on Greenland. Moose and elk are now common on Newfoundland and can be seen here, not far from Leif Erikson's sod buildings. Mountains made from the Earth's mantle, peridotite, are so rare they only exist here in Newfoundland and a very small outcrop in Australia. There are several very large extrusions here on the west coast of Newfoundland, caused by folding of the Earth's crust, and this material, once molten, is now solid. Despite millions of years of aging, plant growth on this material is very limited. This mantle material is normally 15 kilometers below the Earth's surface, which is why these outcrops are so unusual and seen by very few people. Much of Newfoundland was once underwater, and many parts of this island reflect that past history. Walking on landscapes that were once ocean bottom is fascinating, and one can see fossil remains in many layers. Here on this point, one can see deposited rock layers of uniform dimensions for very long distances, reflecting a stable ocean bottom that was raised above water in the last 300 million years. There is a lack of vegetation as there is no topsoil and very limited nutrients. It is also very cold here in winter. Portions of this coast are at sea level and sometimes protected by rock formations offshore, creating tide pools that are rich in organic activity. This is another kind of coast that will be affected by sea level rise. Where there are some nutrients, the limited soil supports stunted evergreen trees and clusters of dense ground covers. This far northwest coast of Newfoundland shows limited plant growth after millions of years, with limited growing vegetation on rocky soils. Grasses and other ground covers have started here, including some berries like partridge berry. Thrombolites are very, very rare, existing here and one limited example in Western Australia. These are critically endangered microbial structures. These organisms were the only forms of life from 3.5 billion years to 650 million years ago. They were the growth form of millions of tiny algae and bacteria. And finally, we see the very eroded and barren landscape at the north end of the western zone, not far below Meadows, and a beautiful sunset.